I've forgotten how to use this whole thing. Bloody hell. Man needs a haircut. No more haere mai, no more hoki mai ki tēnei kaupapa ki te kaupapa o Monday Night Kōrero, wherever you're watching it from. Aha ko nohe, aha ko kōwai, no matter where you are, no matter where you're from. Hope you guys are having an enjoyable Monday from an amazing weekend. So let's go around the room. You guys want to introduce yourselves? Kia ora, Damien. For those that don't know you, bro, who are you?
Warriors fan and Raiders fan. So it was a hard game in the weekend. What we got there?
Yeah.
Yourself, Real?
Kia ora. Yeah, my name's Real. Out Whaki Beach. I'm a beach bum. Yeah, follow since day one and just love it. Love the team. Good. I actually ended up at Damien's place. We watched it, and yeah, it was good. It was good vibe. Good night.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Where was our invite, Damien?
Yeah, bro. I'm looking forward to having you guys come through for it sometime, man.
Yeah, I reckon.
Welcome.
Mate, where are you based, Damien?
I'm up in Palmy North. It's not too far away.
Oh, Palmy. Oh, yeah, I'm from Palmy.
Oh, true.
Sure.
We might have to make a trip down, Ty.
Yeah, bro. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I reckon.
It'll be awesome to have you guys here.
Yeah, that'd be mean.
Let's go, Ty. Give us a little bit about you, bro.
Yeah, Tyrone, from East Auckland. I guess I was going to say born and raised in the league, but yeah, the league's my life ever since I was a young child playing it. Yeah, hard out Warriors fan, and loved the game in the weekend. Put it that way.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's me.
Absolutely.
It was great.
Our wahine of the group, tēnā koe Tanya.
Kia ora. Yes, I'm Tans, and I'm based in Wellington. Love league. It's becoming a bit of a addiction, I think. But yeah, love the Warriors. Have loved them since day one.
Nice.
It's pretty easy to have an addiction when it's a good addiction and it brings you joy.
Yep.
The ones that don't bring you any joy, they're probably toxic. You know.
Nice analogy, bro.
Always losing all the time. Those are never the ones. But hey, welcome everyone. Nick Manarangi is my name. I just bring these guys together, talk league, talk about the mighty Warriors, up the wires, up the Warriors. No matter what you are, you know, we're all supporting. We're all on the same boat, right? We're all on the same boat. We're all supporting the team. And I haven't looked at the stats, but I know I want to come to this one just like a little bit more kind of fresh. I've just had a look at the highlights on their game on the weekend. I think we need to cover you off first, Damien, because you would have been torn, like torn between a rock and a hard place. Thoughts on the game? Thoughts on just how that day panned out for you, bro?
Yeah, day panned out pretty well. Just knew Rio was cruising around to watch the game, so just got the man cave all set up and everything. But yeah, definitely torn. I always am. My wife always gives me grief. As I said to you a couple of weeks ago, it's like watching two of my children fight. I just hope no one gets hurt. But yeah, the game itself, I thought it'd be a lot closer than what it was. I was pretty disappointed with the Raiders' performance. I really think they should have scored more points given the position and the territory that they had in the first half.
Yep.
I think the Warriors' defense really frustrated the Raiders, which led to quite a few errors. In their second half, I think the Raiders looked really gassed, and the Raiders' defense just could not handle the Warriors' attack. One thing I really did enjoy from the Warriors is how they are able to score both times that they had a guy in the bin. That's huge. Such resilience. I think that was the Warriors' best game this season so far. So yeah, I hope it's just better as we go. I thought Charnze was amazing as always. I thought he had a massive game being back in Canberra. And I also really liked Shaun Johnson's game as well. I thought he was amazing too, and really impressed and amazed that he was able to come back. I thought he broke his nose, But no, he did well.
Do you think the occasion kind of got to the team in some ways? Because that's something that we suffer with, a big occasion, a big this, the fireworks, everything like that. They just, like you say, they looked a bit gassed. They got frustrated as well. Do you reckon the occasion kind of got to them?
I think so. I didn't catch the entire stat, but they were saying the amount of times that a player celebrates their 300th game with one club they normally go on to lose that club. So maybe it is the occasion. It just gets the better of a lot of teams.
Yeah. I called that one today as well. They were, I think there was like, out of the, I think it was like, it's either 12 or 18 players that have made 300. 6 of them have gone down. And they're big names too. Mannering was one of them. But Cam Smith, but there was a few of them, and they were, whether it's the occasion or whatever, but like I felt sorry for Jared because even before the game, the guy's crying and shit. I was like, oh man.
I didn't know. Look, you know, he's there to do a job on us, right? He's there to do a job on us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You know what I mean? But you know, I saw him at the after interview, and like he looks like a broken man. But when you go back and have a look at what he's achieved, you know what that guy's achieved is just like, bro, what are you crying for, bro? Check out your stats. You know what I mean? Most players don't even get anywhere near your games. You know, and stay fit to tell the tale. Swing it over to you, Tans. I know you like to have a big weekend. How was the game for you? Where did you watch it? You know, did you have whānau over?
At home again. I just was shocked, really. Couldn't like, man, they're just the way they played as a team was just something else. It was top notch, man. Like, they just all came to the party and they all did their job and they did it really well. So I just think they were gangster. They just showed up.
Nice.
You know, they just showed up, and mate, I mean, because we're only second behind Penrith for conceding points, so we're second in that stat, which is pretty fucking awesome when we're, you know, 5th on the table, but yeah, we're second in that set. So that's something to be proud of.
I saw a stat. I saw someone posted this time last year we were dead last.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'll have to go back and check those facts. Check the facts, but apparently this time last year we were dead fucking last.
400, and it was 4 this time last year. The points conceded, I think, were 400. Were pretty much double than what we've got this year. Same time last year.
What a difference a year makes.
Bro, that's crazy. What about you, Ty? Were you at the whānau, bro? Were you with did you go out anywhere, or did you just watch it at home?
Well, I got a confession. I actually missed the first 20 minutes.
Oh, damn.
We have a touch training on Friday. Shout out to my touch team. And the boys all had our leagueies, but you know, we're committed to the cause, so we stayed back late and then all rushed back to our cars to check our phones. So I guess 20 minutes in, I had to rewind it on Sky Go and kind of watch it unfold from there. But yeah, so watched it on my phone.
I mean, the only thing you really missed was just us tackling everybody, right? You just tackled everybody in that first 20 minutes, Damien?
Yeah, other than Jack White and me.
Yeah,
he got through.
Yeah.
So I guess I missed chucking my phone out the window. So yeah, that was good to kind of rewatch the game. And I thought, first half, like, you know, what's really been said, I thought the boys, you know, stuck in there I thought, you know, the rub of green wasn't going their way. A few things, you know, just kind of stuck in there, grinded. I would have to say, watching back that tackle, that did deserve a yellow, if not red, from us. So, you know, we're quite lucky to just get a yellow out of that cause. But
which one? Marata's one or
Barnett's one, because it was it was contact on the head.
They were both contacts on the head, bro.
But the other one looked like a slip up. That one looked like straight. Well, from my kind of watching it anyway. So
no, it was the right call. It was definitely the right call.
So from me, it was like, you know, at the time, go, what? And then, you know, obviously when Whiten got away with it, you know, you were like, oh, here we go. Here we go again. But rewatching it, I thought, you know, the right call was on Barnett. And, you know, it is what it is. But then second half, you know, I actually thought after that first half, I'm like, man, we got a bit of gas left in us. If we just get a bit of that rub of the green, I think we can pile on points. And, you know, fortunately we did. I would say that I thought we would have put on more if Sean Johnson was still on, but you know, he kind of, you know, when he did come on, he did put a cherry on top and get that intercept. So awesome
That-
game, and just
Mm.
mentally, fitness, everything. Like I think that's what was kind of cool. You know, what was really said about Damien. You know, we still scored when we had boys off, and we still stayed on that grind all the way, you know, to that
Mm.
end. So, gotta love that.
Mm.
Yeah, and just on that as well, you know, I just hope Ruppen is okay. Really, you know, taking those 2 massive hits to the head
Mm.
is not good.
Oh, he's fine. He's all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
good.
yeah, he's taken, but he's given out a lot as well. Okay, so
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's a good Kiwi lad.
Yeah.
no, you're hard out. Real. So you're over there, at Damien's house. Just give us your kind of you know specifics, bro, on the first half, I suppose, and how you kind of
Yeah.
felt that
Yeah.
went.
First off, yeah, we were under a lot of pressure in that first 20 minutes. We absorbed heaps. You know, but it was just cool how the boys just kept their cool. You know, they just kind of knuckled down. One thing like on review that we noticed was that there was a lot of fumbles. Like the Raiders fumbled the ball 10 times, 6 in the first half, 4 in the second. And we fumbled it twice in the first half, 4 times in the second. And then, like with the Raiders, it really did interrupt their play, their flow. Like Croker, he dropped the ball, and it was like I think the occasion really did get to him. It was he just didn't have one of his better games, you know. And then Chance smoked him, you know, with that try, and it's just like, oh my goodness. But yeah, no, the boys, they dug in, and then just that like Dylan's try. And it was like that he's kicked it way too far, and Dylan just reins it in, and it was like, oh my goodness, that was just spectacular, bro. The way he's got the ball down, and his other hand's just about to touch the ground.
Yeah.
But it was they trained for that, you know. They'd done that all day, and then but to pull it off.
It was pretty disrespectful though, bro. I mean, let's be honest, right? Because like from where he kicked it to, right? It was just like he had no business. Hopari was like, well, that's going dead, right?
Yeah,
and then Dallin just reaches up for it and scores, and I was just in the pub, and all these guys are just going crazy. And this other guy said to me, "Man, that's quite disrespectful." And I was just like, "Yeah, you're right." He disrespected the man.
Yeah, but I noticed even the build up to that try, Jack Whiten had given away the penalties that had got us right into the best position. And I think on review, he was trying to G his teammates up, but he was giving away stupid penalties. He gave away back-to-back penalties. And that just played into our hands. And then Shawnee finished it off, you know. So I thought Whiten was a bit of a grub, actually. Sorry, Damien. I know he's your man, bro, but
You're all good.
yeah. Yeah, and Ali, the debutant, he played well, bro. He you know, he was solid, defense wise, marking up on Croker, done a couple of good runs, good under that high ball, mate, and he, you know, he can actually lock that center spot in if he keeps going, bro. If he keeps getting that opportunity, he's I reckon he'll lock it in, bro, and he'll be hard to get it off of.
Well, I said
Fuck, I hope we see him line up again. I really hope. I'd love to see more of him. Would love to.
I said to a mate, I you know, don't want to put any pressure on the young kid because he's only young. If he gets 20 minutes, I'll be over the moon. He got 68 minutes. Right? So that's because he came off and came back on again. Because Webby's like, nah, you're going back straight, you know, like
What
that's
did
how
he
much.
come up for?
Oh, just interchange, I think. Yeah.
Was he the interchange with Joshy? Were they the two interchange? Because I noticed when Josh came on, because I was trying to figure out who actually subbed off, but I thought he was on for the whole game.
Oh, actually, no, you could be right. He just went a little bit quiet in like a patch of the game there, and then he came back on again. So I thought he went off.
He did go off for.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And who came on for him?
Tohu.
Oh.
I just looking at the play-by-play. So someone must have been on that went to center, and then Tohu came on to obviously go back into his position, I'm assuming.
Wow. So let's just, you know, have a look at some of these numbers. 33 post-contact meters. Adam Pompey, 30.
Mate.
one line break. 1 line break assist. 3 tackle breaks. 2 hit-ups. Yeah.
Mate.
Showed up Pompey, right, boys. I won't tell you Pompey's numbers, but anyway. But you know, it's good. It's good these guys coming in, putting everyone else on notice, right?
Yeah, pretty
Oh,
much, bro.
Competition for those spots, eh?
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
which is a big question. I think I was reading an article today around, obviously with Roger coming back into the fold, you still
Mm,
got Vailea in the fold there too, as
yeah.
Williami and obviously Rocco Berry. It's like, man, the centre spot, who's getting
Mm,
it?
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
apparently Pompey's off contract, at the end of the season, and Sirinen, the off contract now, because Vailea and what's the other one? Viliami and who? They're contracted till 25, eh?
Is it Barry? Barry? No.
No, I think it's Braden Williami, isn't it? And Viliami Vailea, they're contracted till the end of 2025.
Oh.
Mm,
But
You wouldn't think Williami would be on a big contract though, eh? So I mean, he could always bide his time in New South Wales Cup. I mean, he was pretty much brought in to nurture the young guys,
Mm,
be a bit of
yeah.
a role model or a mentor almost. So he
Yeah.
could still fulfill that role just playing New South Wales Cup.
mm.
where did he come from? Williami.
England, wasn't it? He
Oh.
has played NRL before. He played for the
Mm.
Doggies. I think he played for the Dragons as well.
Dragons, I think.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure he was playing Super League, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And Webster or Uncle Andaru reached out to him and yeah, wanted him to come back for that very reason, bro. The whole mentoring, just trying to instill in the young fellas. And it was because when you heard the name, I was like, who's this guy? But and I mean, he hasn't had heaps of game time, but when he's been out there, he's pretty solid, bro. He's solid.
Mm. Mm.
What did everyone think of Tom Ale getting his first meat pie?
Oh, he was mean.
That was a good try. That was
Good
good
to
try,
watch.
bro.
Good
Yeah.
line.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure last week when we were playing Broncos or someone, it might have been 2 weeks ago, the commentators were saying that Tom Ali's got some, they reckon he's one of the better bench players in the whole competition.
Wow.
Oh, Tom Ali, yeah.
Mm.
I was just happy to see him.
But
Yeah, happy to see him cross the line. I mean, again, Tohu Harris, that ball running, bloody soft hands again. I'd like to see his bloody assist for the year. Actually, that'd be interesting to bring that up at some other stage. But it seems like I don't want to count the chickens right now, but it seems like we're pretty good on our own goal line. And as soon as we get down into that half of the field, it seems that we've got quite a lot of options.
Mm.
We've got some massive dudes running on each side of Sean Johnson or whoever's going to have be that first receiver. What about the left hand edge? I think some people are saying like our left edge is still a little bit clunky. I think you said that as well. I'm Ty in the comments as well, bro. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I guess, I think it looks a lot more fluid on that right-hand side, and obviously, a lot of our tries came down that side. But if, like, watching the left, it just looks like the chemistry is not fully there yet. Even watching Jackson Ford, when they had Timothy Martin there, he kind of knew what lines to run off him. But when you're watching him and Metcalf, they look a bit questionable. Now, not to say that they can't develop. It's just like it doesn't look as fluid as the right hand side. And I think, if you want to be top 4 team in this comp, you have to have both sides, ability to, rely on either side. So I think the ingredients to be good are there, but the execution isn't there. And even when I've seen Fonua-Blake too, like they're going across and he's questioning whether he needs to cut or go straight, like that kind of stuff shows that they're just still working on their shape. So that's kind of what I meant by it's just a bit clunky in comparison to the other side.
Yeah. After Ali was, I think, Metcalf on that pass from Sean.
Yeah.
And they said they were practicing. Webster said in the post conference, that they'd been practicing that hard. Like, yeah. And that was Luke's message, wasn't it, from Andrew, to just support, make sure you're right there with SJ.
Yeah, and the speed that they scored their try in, like the first couple of tackles that led to it, man, they just got a roll on, and it was like a bullet pass, and he knew it was coming, and the defense were just left standing there, and I was like, mate, we just ripped them apart. They the Raiders, and they just didn't see it coming. That was the structured tries were just like, mate,
Because I think, like, for the first few games that we saw, SJ was, 20 meters out, 10, 20 meters out from our line, or from their line, sorry. He was, like, you had Karen and Addin running the lines, trying to get over, and I think they must have changed it up because, we saw in the Brisbane game that they just shut it down. Like, they must have known in Brisbane that they were going to, we were going to try and use Addin and Karen to get over the line. So I think that's why they changed it up and were like, oh, no, we'll use, we'll change our tactic.
Yeah, hard out. I just got a message here from Siala Afamasanga over on the Facebook live. He says, Williami 2024, Berry 2024. Oh, no, he's changed it to Williami 2025.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
But that's an awful lot of centres, man, and a hell of a lot of halves,
Well,
Yeah.
can some of those centres maybe switch to wing, like Vialia, for example? I mean, the kid's got some speed.
Well, far out. They'll have to dissect that, won't they, and figure out, and we've got CHT coming back as well.
So where's he going? Talk about hooker, talk about centre back, centre, he can't be another centre, right?
My thing is with CHT, having Dylan Walker there, I think he's the good mentor to like play that kind of utility role.
Yeah.
I would like to see the succession of, if Dylan Walker obviously he's a bit older than CHT, maybe he can play his kind of boots. That's just kind of my feeling. But then also to add to the wing, you got Kossi too. That's on the side too. So there's a lot of competition for spots, which is really interesting.
Or are they shaping? Because we've got heaps. We've got a pretty young squad. With all our, all the, like Vialia and Kossi and that. Are they shaping them for maybe next season or 2025 maybe? And oh well, I don't want to sound rude saying it, but out with the old and in with the new. Because he's his legs aren't going to last much longer. And no, I don't mean no disrespect, but yeah, far out. I didn't realize how bad it was until I seen how heavily his both legs were strapped on the weekend. Or, yeah, I wonder if when's he signed till?
Don't know.
Must
be 24, maybe 25.
Warriors Fan TV, can you help us out? Who else is saying this one? Brent Dunn, Weber creating a more mobile team. That's why so many utilities.
I agree with you, Tyler. I think CHT he could make a good utility actually. I mean, he hits like a forward.
Obviously has half tendencies. Can probably slot in centre at the worst of times, if they needed to go there. So I think he can learn a lot off Dylan Walker. I think he's been playing that kind of role real smart and have him as a mentor around, what he could be. I don't know. It's an idea.
Would you slot Chanel in at fullback? At a stretch?
What?
Oh, no. Thinking out loud.
What?
I think the good thing about having all these players is, even if C&K and RTS got injured, at least you've got Chanel Harris-Tavita who can either slot into, he can go into fullback. You got Dallin that can go into fullback. He's played it at the Bulldogs, you got.
My only problem with all of that is where does Tain Tuopiki play then? When does he play? Right?
Yeah.
Because we're all waiting for this guy to get on the field. And we're just well, you got RTS and then you got Dallin and then you got fucking, everyone else ahead of him.
I think comes back to
they must have some fucking, there must be a place for them there if they've signed these young fellas. So, it's just something that we're not, as fans, we're not aware of. And they're just not letting the cat out of the bag on what's going to happen.
I'd just like to say, how awesome is it that we have this problem? A couple of seasons ago, we were probably struggling to put a team together because no one wanted to play for the Warriors. So
That's
how
right,
positive is that?
When was the last time we were having this kind of debate about who's going to play this jersey, who's going to play that jersey, and all those sorts of things?
Yeah.
remember when RTS, even when SJ got injured, remember? And I think we were doing quite well in the comp at that time. I can't remember, but you know, when he broke his ankle or whatever, I mean, now the Warriors just fucked out completely. And the same when RTS got injured and he was out. You know, we just didn't have that depth there to cover those positions. And now, man, fuck, can pull them left, right, and centre.
That's what you got your squad of 30 for, right? And I keep hearing rumours that they might even extend the amount of players in each squad next year.
Because of injuries, because of HIAs, eh?
Yeah. Like I'm not sure of the number. It might be 32. I've heard up to 38. So
Wow.
Who knows?
Wow.
Or it might just start at 30. I think they got to sort out that. Is it a collective bargaining agreement or whatever it is? Something like that.
Is that number spread across both the Premiership team and the New South Wales team, Cup team? I mean, that 30, or is that just for your Premiership team? Or is that, you know, is that 30 divided against New South Wales?
That's pretty much your top paid players. So every NRL squad will have, say 34 players that are decent players and can fill in NRL at a drop of a hat.
Yeah.
Oh, I was also thinking, you know, like when Mitch Barnett was out, because you know James Gavey's in New South Wales Cup, and you know why didn't they bring him in to cover Barnett's spot? I mean, I don't know what he's playing like at the moment because I don't watch.
Go have a look. Go have a look on YouTube and see him. He's just like running through players, right? I think maybe it's like for him like a mentorship role, maybe with those young guys over there.
To my knowledge, too, is so the first few rounds, maybe even half the season, you can only pick players from that 30. James Gavey is not a part of the 30, so he might be able to play further down the line, but he wouldn't be able to play earlier in the season, which is when Mitch Barnett was out. That's my understanding, at least.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So he ain't getting paid then?
Not the big dollars anyhow, eh?
But I guess, you know, this question does, you know, beg what happens in the future, right? Because some are going to have to go, you know, unfortunately. And there's always probably young bucks coming through the New Zealand system, I guess, that, you know, we haven't seen yet, that there may be star players on the fringes too, you know, playing other cups, under 18s and all that too. So this is interesting, right? So I think it's like, you know, with Webby coming from, you know, Panthers, they're kind of a classic example. Once you start winning, then people start lurking to take those players to other teams. So as much as this is a good problem, it's going to be interesting to see what decisions are made by management on who they think they need to keep around and the others that, you know, because I think personally Volkman's on that kind of cusp where he's got a lot of talent, but you know, him to crack that squad with, you know, Te Maire Martin's going to be coming back too. You've got Metcalf playing how he is, you know. I feel sorry for him, but it's just the business. It's just the game of it, you know. It's some players have to miss out type thing.
Yeah, I think to be a fly on the wall in the boardroom, you know, when they have to make those sort of decisions. Because I wouldn't want to be sitting at the table because you know, ultimately. The Warriors want to build a club that's like a family friendly, but still they're a business, you know, and it is about winning the premiership, but it's instilling the culture that Webby wants to, you know, it's like building that empire, and lucky for us it started this year, but how he builds from there, who comes and who goes, I get the other side to that is that's just the NRL, you know, all clubs go through the same thing. You'd love to be able to keep certain players, and sometimes they're the very same guys that just gaff it for whatever reason, you know. So but to be a fly on the wall, maybe
we'll get one of those flies on the show one day. Maybe some kind of staff member. We'll put a mask. We'll put a mask over his face. And we'll just get him just to talk about it, bro.
Yeah, I reckon. Right.
Siala Afamasanga, Leatawa, Mai Uu, Halasima, and Sifakula from the junior grades will be our future, guaranteed. I don't know if it's guaranteed because like someone might come knocking and be like,
Mm.
yeah, I'll give you a meal for Sifakula, and it'll be like they
Mm.
have to say yes, right? Not like it's gonna
Yeah.
happen, but like maybe it will.
Well, I'm assuming that just after what I think it was the commentators, after what I heard them saying about Ali, I'm assuming that there'll be a lot of, you know, they'll be keeping other clubs will be keeping a close eye on him.
Mm.
And see how he goes.
Yeah, and I think, and sorry, in regards to like Ali and Bunty, you know, they're two of the smaller props, but they you know, they hold their own. They're making yards. Yeah, they might get crunched and stuff, but they're still making their tackles, and they're still taking those hit ups when they need to and stuff. It's just interesting when you compare them to say someone like Warrior Hargraves or Fisher Harris. You know, you got the two extremes. But no, those boys hold up. Those boys hold their own. And I think even just playing for the Warriors, they again, if they could stay on, then they'd be choice. You know, reward their loyalty side of things. But
Bunty only had 14 minutes on the weekend.
All that.
And
how many meters? Wasn't it only like, it was one run for like, what was it? One run for, fuck, I don't know, 15 meters or 20 meters or something, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Anybody? Well,
you want to talk about him anyway, Nick? So
well, the game before he had a really good game against the Dolphins. I thought heaps of hit ups. I don't have the stats, but he had heaps of hit ups. But I just feel like he's maybe it's just me. I'm a big fan of his, but I kind of feel like he's gone a bit missing sometimes. He's gone a bit quiet.
My thing is that Mitchell Barnett's back, right? So you're having as the forward that plays a lot longer. But I think the great thing for Bunty is that he's developed over the first half of the year. So we know we've got a great premium type forward that sits on that bench. So I think it's just the way that the cookie crumbled that he's unfortunately getting lower minutes because we've got Barnett back.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure AddinFonua-Blake played the full first half too. You know, so he had big minutes as well as Mitch Barnett. So it's going to be hard to find minutes for those other props there, you know.
You don't get many forwards that can play long as minutes like that either. I think he didn't go off for long either. He went off, I don't know, I think it was like the 65th minute maybe. Or was it the whole first half and some, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think he came back on in the second half, I can't remember at what stage, but yeah, he's he did come back on.
And Madison, man, he's had a mean couple of games.
Yeah.
Well, but last week and this week, fuck, he's just man. And it's good because he's been empowered by, I think Webster just saying, you've got to get in there and just and run hard and fuck whatever I don't know what he's drinking before game time, but
just needs to keep those tackles down.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. As long as he plays a bit more legal.
Yeah.
Well, you've got them in every team, mate. You've got those players in every team, and I think it's just so it's a penalty or fuck in our case 2 sin bins, but you need those guys that are gonna lay a foundation, and just let other teams know that fuck we're hard, man, and we're here and we,
Yeah.
I know. Especially it was Barnett and Nukuri that did those tackles. Yeah. I think it strikes fear into other people. If you're going to run those ways, you got to watch yourself. So, unfortunately, it led to penalties and also cards. But I think it gives other teams, those forwards we've got to actually watch out.
Yeah. And because I see a lot of posts, people going, "Oh, we need money for some big props," and I'm like, "But why though? We're doing fucking sweet as with the big boys that we've got." But everyone's like, "Oh, they're not big enough." I'm like, bro, what they don't have in size, they make up for in heart. That's for sure.
Just good dummy half running, the rake. He saw it, he spotted it, not milked it, but faked the pass and just said,
"That was
see ya."
a mean dummy, eh? That was a mean dummy. That was cool, man. That was cool.
It shows the platform that our forwards are laying for Egan to do that, right? Because they create enough energy for him to fake it,
And just how they play with one another, though. You got Sean that always throws those mean dummies and steps, but it's obviously it's like Eden and Metcalf, like they're starting to do it now, so it's not just always left up to that same person to come up with a play, like yeah.
Actually, on there, I think when Johnson did go off, it was cool to see Metcalf's kicking game. Like we actually got to see a bit more kicks from him, and I think they were quite on point kicks too. Like up and unders. I think some of the boys had good chances of getting them. But that's kind of cool to see, when we don't have Sean Johnson, like you said before, Tanya, like when Roger went off, Sean Johnson went off, it's like, who else can we depend on? So it was good to see that element of the boys' game in the weekend.
Oh, he definitely stepped up. Metcalf, he took the reins. We did look a little bit lost, especially amongst the forwards without Shawnee there. Again, that just kind of hopefully it just highlights to the coaches that whoever's going to be stepping up when Shawnee's not around, then that's the job they have to. That's the benchmark. You follow him and you because he's setting that model kind of thing. But it was good to see Metcalf just kind of take the reins and try different stuff because and I mean it's with time. The more game time he gets and gets more comfortable with those positions, more confident in his kicks. The comms between him and his wingers or whoever, we'll get there. We'll definitely get there.
Yeah, he's just Metcalf's lucky that it's just Jay going off there. He's got players around him like Harris and AFB. The older players that just know the game so well. Yeah, but their team spirit, man, on Saturday was just a whole nother. Fuck yeah, man! Like I don't think I've seen them. And when SJ came back on, like I seen a post, 8.5 seconds. He came back on and scored a try in fucking not even 10 seconds, man.
I mean,
fucking, that's just out the gate. I was cracking up when he got that try.
I was cracking up too because whoever
the ball, he was just like, what the fuck, you dumb cunt?
I mean, that pass shouldn't have been. That pass shouldn't have got passed. It was just like, what are you doing?
Just desperation.
Yeah.
It's just amazing read from Sean. He knew that they're down. They're probably going to chuck the ball, so he kind of was watching. Oh yeah, here's the time. Just good read.
You saw one angle the camera had, and like I seen it on the replays, and when he passed it, you just saw SJ read it fucking a mile away. When it left Seb Chris's hands, Sean Johnson just read it and he fucking bolted out of that line and just boom.
Because the whole line moved up together, but when you watch the replays again, Sean was just a little bit ahead. And it's just like, oh wow, that's probably the easiest try. The easiest try he scores all season. It's just like holy. There was a beauty.
We definitely upset the party massively. I don't think anyone thought this was going to happen. And it'll go down, I suppose, as remembered in Croker history as that us upsetting them. Well, they've got a chance to redeem themselves because in a couple of weeks they're coming to Mount Smart Stadium.
Yeah.
So
then that'll be interesting.
And we play the Sharks too again this year.
Yes. So the week before, I believe we got the Sharks. That is at home. Is it at home? Or am I talking shit? Yep, that's at home on a Sunday. And then the following week on the round 21, 8 p.m. Auckland time. So the Raiders have a chance to redeem themselves. What do you reckon on that one, Damien? It's not far away.
Yeah. I don't know. Like the Warriors, this is going to sound strange, but they seem to be the more consistent side out of the two. Raiders are a little bit up and down, and they are struggling at the moment. So they need to turn things around pretty quick. Otherwise, it'll be the same result again, I think.
Yeah, I was concerned because, usually Whiten and Papalia out for Origin. So I was just like, oh, fuck, I don't know, with two of their, like key players. I was like, oh, nah. But you called it, Nick. You're like, oh, nah, they're going to win by 30. And I was just like, nah, fuck off. But then, hey, man.
Well,
yeah.
No, that's one game I've got right out of 21 rounds. So. I'll take it, right? I'll take it. But I think you said as well, Rio, like, they were getting frustrated and you, Damon, they were getting frustrated because they were at our line, and I could just feel it after half time. I was just going, no, they can't score. They've been down our side 5 times, I think they were, and they got 1 try.
Yeah.
5.
Well, they had
1,
plenty of opportunities.
loads of
They were,
opportunities.
yeah.
I think they were just trying too hard, maybe, or they were just, just trying too hard.
Yeah, I think maybe they weren't respecting the Warriors enough and just trying to getting caught up in the occasion, thinking, hey, we're going to smash these guys, win by 30 points or whatever the heck. And yeah, no, you can't do that. You got to earn those kind of yards, eh? Before you start throwing it around, you've actually got to do the hard yards kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, and that Horsbury, getting all cocky, thinking, fuck, yeah, bro, look what I just did, with that big smile on his face, like, yeah, mate, we on, and babe, nah, not even.
Oh, he got away with it because when that whole, so he shouldered Dallin, but you didn't really see it properly from the camera angle, and Dallin reacts, and then he takes a swing, and it's just like, really, bro? And then he pushes Egan. He's almost like he was trying to take a swing at Egan. And then we get penalised.
Yeah.
It's like, wow.
Spot in the Queensland side, old Horsburgh?
Yep.
Yeah. Man. So he might not actually get to play, but he's on the extended bench, I guess.
I think it's just the cocking, like after that happened, after that episode happened when Horsburgh tried to be the man and they got shut down, I think it just kind of really deflated their ego. Just deflate. It was like, oh fuck, man! Like we thought we were good to go, but they just got shut down, and
yeah. No,
I'll tell you what though. Sorry, bro.
Okay.
After Horsburgh had done that, Murata went hunting for him, bro, on defense, and he wanted to smash him. And it was just like, yeah, that's the one, bro. So he got away with it, but Murata remembered. He was like, and he was lining him up, bro. And I was like, yeah, that's the one, cuz.
They just looked like they were having fun, eh? The boys, like they were just, the smiles, man. Like they were just, having heaps of fun.
I think they would have beaten almost any NRL team that night. They just it all clicked.
Yeah, I agree. I think we can now. And you look at the rest of our season, we've got, we've got Raiders, Sharks again, Manly, Tigers, and even Manly ain't even there. I mean,
well, they pumped the Dolphins, but the Dolphins were shit.
Yeah, bro.
They were shit.
It was shocking. Yeah.
I watched the first 15 minutes after the game, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be 30, 40 points easy. Oh, crap.
And Melbourne against the Sharks, I was just like, oh, God. And I hate watching games like that, except for when it's our boys kicking ass. But when it's just those games where it's like 50 points to 4, I'm like, oh, fuck, this is dumb.
Yeah. I was going to say, Horsbury's that dude at the pub, that just wants to fight everybody. Someone knocks into him, he's got a beer in his hand, pushes that dude, pushes the other dude, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't work. Actually, speaking of fights and pubs, at the game, so at the pub that I've organised with the owner to have the game on at 8:00, right? There's heaps of Warriors fans here, like loads, right?
Nice.
And like one of the Warriors fans goes, "Oh, we'll flick it over to the rugby, because the Blues are playing. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of us my age that love the Blues and we love the Warriors, right?" And we go, yeah, sweet as, it's 7:30, the game starts, and everyone's on their phones or drinking beers or whatever. And a group of young lads came in, right? And like they're there for the Blues. So whatever's happening on the screen, they're like, yeah. Whatever's happening on the screen, they're like, and I was like, oh, yeah, sweet, okay, cool. Everyone's on their phones, just like doing some shit, having a few beers. And then 5 minutes to 8:00, my mate turns it over. These guys grow like fucking 10 feet tall. Especially one of them. One of them was real loud, and he starts giving abuse to the owner.
Oh wow!
So I'm up at the bar, and I turn around, and I told him to shut the fuck up. Right? I said, bro, it is what it is. And he's like, he starts saying all stuff about like, how much are you paying him, bro? How much are you paying him? And I was just like, oh, bro, this guy's drunk.
What a fucking egg.
This guy's drunk. He's either going to get knocked out or he's going to get dragged out. Right? And the security guard's there as well, right? Because there's, and I was just like, oh, bro, just relax. And he's over there mouthing off. So I said to him, bro, when you come over here and talk to me, don't just sit over there and be all loud, right? Come over here and we'll have a talk together. And he's just blah, 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 blah.
Oh, wow.
Whatever, bro. All good.
Yeah.
He ends up staying and watching the game anyway and loving the game. By the end of the night, he's like swaying. He's swaying. And dude, if you're watching this, like, you know, I've got no harm against you, man. I was never going to touch you. But yeah, look, you know, I think the point of my story is I think either Super Rugby or NRL need to like get in a room together and just have a talk about timings, right? And just be like, yeah, I know it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But just talk about timings because I think there's enough fans for everybody.
Yeah, bro.
The pub here in Wellington down on Courtney Place, I can't remember what it is called, but it's got a sports bar like downstairs, and like there's like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how many TV screens, but they've got like a row of these big TV screens, and they've got like a half circle couch in front of every TV with different, the basketball, the league,
Let's go there.
The union. Yeah, so it's got its own little area for whatever sport's playing at that. You know, it's mean. It's really
Nice.
good.
Let's go there.
Yeah, I reckon.
What's it called? Tanya?
I can't fucking remember. That night I thought I lost my phone at work, and I took off down to the pub to watch the game. But yeah, they've got like half circle like booths kind of thing, and then each part's got its own big screen TV.
Right.
Sure.
Sounds like heaven. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a couple of things going on in the comments. We silenced the Canberra crowd. Yes, we did. Read the room, little boy. Look, he's just a young guy, bro. You know, he's just young and drunk. That's all.
Yeah.
Joe Vulawalu. Crazy to think all the boys are about to be healthy for the last half of the season.
Don't jinx it.
Don't jinx it.
If everyone starts getting injured, it's Joe's fault.
Yeah.
Joe Vulawalu, you're going to be banned from this. No, I'm only kidding, my bro.
Bro, I was gonna say too, like when Shawnee done the head clash and they had the camera on him, just the look in his face, and it was like he looked like he was gonna start crying, and it was just like because it was you know, and you're reading into it, and it's like this actually might be the end of a season or whatever. You're thinking the worst case scenario, and it's like fuck, man, and he's off. But even when he was walking off, he was kind of giving the crowd the thumbs up, and I was like, is he bluffing or what? And to see him come back on, like even at Damien's place, we were all surprised that he even made it back to the field because we all thought it was like he's gone for the rest of the game. Might be a couple of weeks, whatever. But that look, that like. It looked like he'd been crying, you know, and it's just like, oh, come on, bro, you've got to make sure you come back, bro.
But was anyone else, when he went off, was anyone else here like, oh, fuck, because I know I was, when he went off, I was like, oh, fuck, no, please.
Yeah.
100%. Not necessarily for the game, maybe, but for the season. Like, how much worse is this going to be?
Yeah, absolutely.
I legit thought it was a broken nose, so I was thinking, shit, how much is it going to be? But it's stoked to see him back so soon.
But I guess looking into this, sorry, go for it, Tanya.
No, sorry, you go.
I was just going to say, you know, like, whatever it is, right, you know, what's been done over the preseason till now, like that SJ, and I'm not to say that he hasn't been that player before, but you know, to come back on, you know, usually players will be like, oh, the scoreline, you know, I'll just, you know, wait it out. We've got to rest next week. Kind of just sit there, you know. He came on because obviously he was loving his footy. He wanted to put on for the boys. So I think that, you know, shows the character that not just for himself, but it's like it feels like there's this culture that's building around. You know, doesn't matter if we're up. You know, and especially when we're down, we're going to kind of put in. But also just speaking to the fitness side, I feel, I don't know if it was mental and also the occasion, but just fitness, the boys just seem like they're, you know, they're revving up and they're rearing just because it feels like they've done something, you know, they've done something in the preseason where they look, you know, like they're starting to click. So, you know, we still got a lot of games to go until the end, until the playoffs, but I feel like there's just something about the team, the culture, and what management's done that I feel like, you know, it's starting to show, you know, and not just in results of win and losses, but just the character within the boys. That I kind of have a look at, you know, not just the game, but just like look at what's building here. It's amazing.
So resilient, eh?
Yeah, man. And now we're that team You know, like we used to be that team that would never come back in the second half. I mean, come on, guys, we've all fucking been there when we've been winning games or come out in the second half and it's just absolute shit. And now it's just totally different. You know, we can come out in the second half when we're down by points and come back and smash. And we were never capable of that in seasons past. Like the Warriors just weren't good at that, at coming back.
Yep.
Or I think they'd get to this, I don't know what it was, like we could have 26 points on the board or 30 points years ago, and then it's like they were like, oh, fuck it, we've got heaps of points, we can just cruise now kind of thing. And then, I don't know if you saw it that way. Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. I think, and like for 2 weeks in a row, we've managed to like not so much silence the refs, but we've taken the ref out of the game. You know, the boys have just stuck to it. Yeah, we're still getting pinged for silly things, for those indiscretions. But I think if especially amongst our forwards, when they critique those little mistakes and get those shoulders, those shoulder charges down and legal, you know, and the refs leave us alone, and we just get on with it. They done that like Friday gone and the week before, you know, when the Warriors are playing like that, oh man, they're just on fire, you know, and it's just awesome to watch.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Did anyone notice? I don't know. It was after something. Did anyone notice when SJ went to go kick the ball out and he's turning around to the team telling everyone to calm the fuck down?
Yeah.
You remember that? And he was just like, yeah, everyone just calmed. I think it must have been after.
It was the Whiten penalty. Whiten was being an egg.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And then not long after that, there was a human rights violation. I think the club's going to come out soon and like with a statement. But I just want to say on behalf of all the fans, that human rights violation against Hopoare, where he got skinned. Not only did no one's close down Sean Johnson, but to put that ball within an inch of and then Dallin doing his thing, that's just a violation. All over.
Like when he kicked it, you couldn't see you couldn't even see the fucking. You only saw him on the shirt, and I was just like, bro, like that's gonna fucking, you know.
Yeah, too far.
In the sea somewhere, and then that was bang on, man.
Yeah.
How do you defend it, eh? Good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
And I saw they credited Stacey Jones for that, so they seem to be practicing a lot. Yeah, I saw an article today.
Sure.
It's been a planned thing, and Webby said to give them full credit. They've been kind of, I don't know if they planned that kind of kick, but they've definitely been planning some type of kick to Dallin. So hey, it came off.
Multiple areas of attack this team are in. When we're so close to the line, you got these massive dudes running. You don't know who to look for. Like in that Dolphins game, I think, they showed it in there as well. But it's exciting times. Exciting times at the moment, guys, to be Warriors fans. But always got to look for the future. You know, we're up against a team that just beat the bloody Bunnies. Okay, it's a depleted Bunnies. I get that, but this, a win's a win. So, at home, Dragons.
Yeah, but fuck, there was only 5 minutes to go on the clock, and what was the score between? It was like I turned it off. That Bunnies and Dragons, eh? I turned it off. It was like 5-6 minutes to go in the game, and then when I went online, it was like 30 points to 30. I was like, what? How the fuck they scored 3 tries in 5 minutes? Because it was like 14-30 or something to the Dragons. Like, it was ridiculous. And then in 5 minutes, I was like, and that's not cool, man. When you let in, and that's what I mean. It's that mentality where you think, oh, we got heaps of points, we can just fucking calm down and cruise home. But no, bro. You could have had a nice winning. You could have got some points differential, and but yeah, I think we'll smash the Dragons anyway.
So Jaden Suter scored on the 60th minute. Michael Morlaw scored 6 minutes later, and then 5 minutes after that, Jaden Hunt scored.
Wow.
For the Dragons.
So you're not the only one that turned off, Towns. Seems the Rabbits turned off as well.
Yeah, I reckon. Oh, far out.
No. Because we got 10, is it 10 games we've got left, and 6 of them are here at Auckland, at Mount Smart.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't know how many we have here.
10 games left, and 6 of those are home games. I might be wrong though, but I'm sure I read that somewhere.
Wow.
It's gonna be rocking at what's it called now? Go Media Mount Smart Stadium. It's gonna be rocking at Go Media Mount Smart Stadium for the last
Bro.
half.
Yeah, these next couple of months, the Warriors are going to be the big ticket. You know,
Yeah.
come the weekend games that they're playing at Mount Smart. Bro, it's going to be one of the games where you want to go to, whether it's the Rabbitohs, whoever else we're playing. You know, they're going to be good games, bro.
Bro, it's been the hottest ticket in town since I'd say the Cowboys. When the Cowboys last game was here, and that was 23,000. I think when the Bulldogs were here the first time when I came with the camera, I think they're around 18.
Wow.
Yeah, so
That's big numbers, bro.
It's been the hottest ticket in town, bro, for months.
Yeah.
I think the first game at Sky Stadium here in Wellington was it 17? Like it wasn't even. It was like 16,000, fucking whatever it was. But yeah.
That's still big numbers.
We had 23,000 at the last game at Mount Smart, and for Croker's 300, there was only 21,000. So that's a lot, man, because Mount Smart's not a big stadium, you know, but yeah.
And do we know if that's tickets sold or actual people there? Because when I'm there, I'm like, there's a lot of, like, especially when you look at the East End, there's a lot of blue seats going on. Even though it's 23,000 on the window on the TV. So yeah.
Good question.
That's what I couldn't understand. I'm like, I thought it was sold out. Where the fuck? Because there's
That's a good question.
The seats.
It must be sales, my bro. Yeah, it has to be sales.
I know Eden Park's a lot bigger, but it didn't look as empty as the Auckland Blues quarterfinal game. But just saying.
You know what? You know, big ups to those guys that watched the game though. But we all knew what the score was going to be. You know, it was just going to be a hiding. Because I checked the score at the end of the thing with my mate, and it was like a blowout. You know, it was like, what's the point? That's a cordial for another podcast, I reckon.
Friendly rugby league and rugby banter.
Exactly.
Rugby, eh? I can't fucking understand rugby for the life of me. Like it just don't make any sense. I'm like, fucking full time, man. Like blow the whistle. You still fucking. I just advantage.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why. And that's the reason why a lot of people are not going to the games. They feel disconnected with the game. Is because we've played it most of our lives and watched it most of our lives, and we don't even understand the whole bloody what the hell's going on. So, you know, what do you do?
Boring.
All right, so we're all on the same page about the Dragons. In 8 p.m., 30th of June, in about a week's time, the Bunnies come to town. Thoughts? Come to you first, Ty?
Bunnies or Dragons?
We get Dragons. Bunnies.
Because I think that's straight off the Origin. Oh no, that's not the Origin. That's an open game. They have all their boys back. I think it'll be a tough matchup. So it kind of depends on what team shows out. I love to see Latrell actually. I love to see them actually have a full squad and us have a full squad.
Yep.
So I think it'll be a close game. I'm Warriors hard, but I do have Rabbitohs kind of going close this year to winning it. So I want to go Warriors, hearts there, but I wouldn't be surprised if Rabbitohs get over us if they've got their full team at that time. So yeah, that's kind of how I see it going. I do want to speak on the Dragon one a bit. I didn't give an opinion. I do think we can blow them out because I don't have no fear of what Warriors team will show up, but I do have fear that at moments we might not get that rub of the green, and then it might turn into a bit of a challenge. So I do think we pump them, like kind of like sorry, Damien, like the Raiders, but I think Dragons our bogey team. Honestly, there's so many times I watch us versus Dragons. I'm like, what the heck, we're playing down to that level. But I think Tanya touched on it. I think mentality to lose that kind of lead like that. It shows that they've got room to kind of improve. I think the Warriors are not like that this year. That might be wrong.
No, yeah.
What about you, Dil? Bunnies, my bro. Same
Bunnies. Yeah, we're gonna skin the bunnies, bro. I think we'll yeah. Just the form that we're showing, and like Ty, I hope it is a full strength Rabbitohs team, because then that'll be a really, really good gauge of just how far the boys have come. But full strength or under strength, I think we're gonna just the way Weeby's got the boys heading and leading into the second half of this season. Yeah, I reckon we'll stick it to them, especially at home. You know, the home crowd will lift the boys, and the boys always get up for it. You know, so yeah, I hope Latrell's there as well, and I hope we carve them up. Yeah,
Yeah, it would be beautiful to see.
Yeah, no, I'm the same with you. Full strength. I do like Latrell. You know, what's not to like? What's not to like, really? You know. But it'll be good to see us go toe to toe with those guys. They'll be up for it. Come to Auckland. It'll be nice and cold. 8 o'clock. Yeah. But the Dragons, you know, we could be sitting here being all cocky. Yeah, we could pump them. We could do this. We could do that. And like you say, go over there and get smacked. Go over there and get smacked on a Friday, which will suck because I'm going to be at the pub at 10 o'clock doing some interesting stuff after that. So.
yeah.
No, I don't mind losing. Yeah, shit.
If we're gonna win, we have to shut down that combination between Latrell and Cody Walker, man. Because mate, that passing game between those two and Latrell offloads to
talking about violations. Those two have you seen the highlights on TikToks and all the reels? Those violations, those guys are dishing out when they play together. Human rights violations. I might actually make it a segment. Okay, the human rights violation of the weekend. Because those guys just fucking, they're like, yeah. No.
Especially 10, 20 meters out from our line, from the opposition's goal line. I mean, they're fucking, that passing game between Cody Walker and Latrell Mitchell was just on. So if we're gonna break them, and you need to frustrate Cody Walker, frustrate the fuck out of him, because when he's frustrated, he just loses his shit, and that's when he starts fucking being an egg, and he, you know, has and he gets angry, and that's when he starts making mistakes. So that's what you want to do to him, is just fuck him off, really.
What about yourself, Damien? Any thoughts on the next two games, my bro?
I think
I think your audio's a little bit down, my bro.
It might be one New Zealand recognise you're a Raiders fan, Damien.
Bit of sabotage.
Turn this down. Turn this guy off.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, bro.
Again, technical difficulties. Rabbitohs, I think will be a closer game. I think being played at home will help. I do hope it's a full strength team. That way there'll be no excuses and we'll just beat them.
Oh, Etiwi. An hour's gone past already. It goes by like that when you're on this show. Eh? Like that when you're on this show. Any closing thoughts? Any closing for Carl, anyone?
Nah, go the fucking Warriors.
I was waiting for it.
Warriors, baby.
Yeah.
Up the wires. All right, guys, have a good one. Friday, 10 p.m. Whether you're awake or not, I'm still gonna go live or something and see if you guys are around. But yeah, enjoy the week, guys. Eh?
Yeah, you
too.
Awesome,
Cheers,
guys. Up the wires. Thanks for coming.
Sweet. Cheers, bro.
Thank you.
See you guys
next Monday.
Later, bro.
Later.